Good evening, people. Uh, Good evening, and welcome to another tutorial. You're here with Rob ET, and today we're going to be looking at another tutorial. And today we're going to be looking at instead of using this remote right here, you're going to be using a remote over Wi-Fi, which is a LAN remote, and this app is called Theater Remote. I will say that this app is not fully fledged, so a lot of the functionality, a lot of the functions on this the LAN remote, they don't all work. It does work for certain things. So if you're thinking about replacing this, or if you've lost your remote, unfortunately, you won't get as much full functionality as you would out of a this LAN remote than this original remote. So this original remote will always win out of it all because of it's fully functional. But this does have a few functions that you can use. But without further ado, let's get into it. So why would you use this first and foremost? What's the point, and what can it benefit? What can it gain? Well, usually these days people like to do things on their phone. Um, as you can see in front of us right here, on the device list, we've got ET. So that's the name. That's the name that the home theater system broadcasts over the network. That's the name I gave it. So every time ET comes up over here, that is the name of the home theater system. It's just like it's the name of the Wi-Fi network as well, because everything's about ET. Yes. So ET, besides, as I've showed in the past, casting casting your videos to ET, you can do that as well. Certain videos you can cast to it. But this, we're going to be using input commands from the phone. So we'll click ET, that's the home theater remote. And as you can see right here, we have the home theater remote. I'll put myself here because at the same time, you can see me, and yeah. So not all of these buttons work and functionality, as I said, like these two down here, where my that doesn't work, neither does that, and a few other functions here like iPod, HDMI 1, 2, that don't work. HDMI in 1, HDMI in 2, that doesn't work. The aux, these three here, the ARC aux and the DN, those all work, because those and you can switch it over to those channels if you want to. Or the FM also works as well. So if you go to the top here where media is, the FM works. iPod doesn't work. USB does. So if you click USB, you can. That'll work too because it's got a USB input. And also disk, that works too. I'm not too sure what this function here is for, the one that's pointing to nothing. That usually shows up when I've got Bluetooth activated. I'm not too sure if that's because, as I said, it's not fully functional with everything, because this remote doesn't have Bluetooth capabilities. This one does. This remote here does. So if it's got a Bluetooth button here too, but this is the remote that came with the unit. So we'll just turn her on. Okay. Just trying to turn it on.
Country.
So there we go.
Every weekend in the...
I'll pause that. So at the moment it's on Bluetooth, even though this remote is showing it's on ARC. The equalizer works too, so it's on heavy at the moment, and also the subwoofer level, you can change that from 1 to 4. For some reason it's on 4. I want to change that back to 1. because I don't like my sub being up real loud, due to the fact of it actually sounds distorted when you turn the bass too loud. When you turn the subwoofer on one and keep it on heavy, it actually sounds great, the sound. So yeah, so this is not a fully fledged remote. Like as I said, you cannot replace this remote for the functionalities and the things on it, but it's one of those things when you can well, put it this way: if you can have multiple devices controlling it at once. So, for an example, if I would use this remote myself. I wouldn't give this remote or suggest this remote to anybody else that comes and hooks onto my network, because at the end of the day, it does control my sounds, and um, at the same time, I don't want people knowing that you can. Well, I do it for the tutorial, but I don't want people around me knowing you can do this, because simple fact of then you'll have people trying to connect to my network and control my sounds. But I use it. Well, I've used it more for volume. That's what I mainly use with this remote, is the volume function. I can wake the home theater system up by connecting to its Bluetooth anyway. So yeah, there's ways around it too. And once it's awake, I can change it to FM or anything like that. But yeah, I mainly just use it for volume, especially when I'm in bed and the other remote's been put away, and I can just pull out my phone and just adjust the volume rather than having to physically get up and either push the buttons on the unit or find the remote. So and also this app will also work on Android PCs, so PCs running Android as well, so I could use those as remotes, like my laptop, or I can also use I don't know if iPhones have got this app, but this is definitely an app for Android. But yeah, until then, you've been listening to Robbie T. This is another tutorial on a LAN, which is, it's called a LAN remote, or a local area network remote. That's for the Panasonic home theater system units. So you've been listening to Robbie T. Until next time, choo choo, and you have a good day and night, and choo choo.